Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy with the Chris and Sandy Show, where we get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I said, every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We have Tiffany, singer, songwriter, and teen icon. Her breakout started in the late 80s, sparked by the transatlantic #1 smash, I Think We're Alone Now. And she has a new studio album called Shadows that we're excited to hear about.
So welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, rocking some new music and
Love it.
here in Nashville. It's nice to be home for a minute. So getting the word out for November 25th, the album will be completely out. So this is exciting. Thank you so much for having me on today.
So tell us a little bit about the album.
It is like a punk pop, little wink to the 80s, maybe a little bit. Modern production, new rock edge for Tiffany. But if you've been a Tiff fan, you kind of saw that coming a little bit. I don't think it's a full shock or surprise. But for me, it's been great. The transition. And now it's just wonderful to be able to say mostly that it's coming out November 25th. Because, we pushed it back. And now, it's coming. So I'm so excited.
I love that. Now, as you know, a lot of people, it's been rough for a lot of people last couple of years because of the pandemic. And I understand you actually created something during it. So tell us how you handled the pandemic and what did you do?
Well, I started a cooking club called Let's Food with Tiffany. And, I was already cooking before and doing things for the band. I can't eat out and process food all the time. And I'm a primarily live touring artist. So for me, that was catching up to me. I didn't feel as good. I was foggy, irritable, and eating the wrong things at the wrong time. So I started doing Airbnbs and started making more fresh food for myself, sharing that with the band, which, in the pandemic, it led to me sharing that with fans. I was kind of reaching back, like all of us, feeling sad about our family and grieving. Mine had already passed away prior to COVID. So it was like 5 years of a bad span for me of like losing people in my life. Then COVID. So I really kind of went there for a minute and started cooking, doing my grandma's recipes and sharing them with people and reconnecting, a little bit through the kitchen, which is your heart, really. And that led to the cooking club. And now we do Tiff takeovers. I'm hosting cook nights, cooking classes, cookbooks coming out. So it is just really taken off. And, I started it in COVID, but there's no reason to stop. Exactly. It's one of my favorite things to do. It goes along with food and music experiences called Tiff takeovers. And that's what I'll be doing. I'm so excited. I can't wait for people to actually taste my food, which is up and coming next year.
I love that. Wow. That is really awesome. Now, as you know, a lot of people, they see the glory in what you do, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles it takes to make it not just at your level that you made it to, but any level within entertainment. And I always want to talk about that side of it. So take us back a little bit about the sacrifices and struggles you've had to go through to even get to where you are today.
Oh, a lot of my time, really, more than anything, it's rude, really, to be in a position, a lot of times to say, I can't make your wedding or I can't be at every birthday. I learned that early on in my life because I toured so much. And that's still a factor in my life now, so I do make things now that I'm an adult. I try to make things, work around my schedule, but it's very hard to be on a world tour and then it's hard to say, oh, I'm going to come back. Back then you just didn't do it, especially in the 80s. So I learned to kind of miss a lot of great moments. But I mean, again, now moving forward, I can pick those things. That's why even after COVID, especially, I just really savor moments that I could spend with my fans and friends and like musicians and creating new food and music experiences. The album coming out, it's, you got to ride the highs, and this one is the highs right now.
So let's go back a little bit. When your song went #1 and you were at top of the world, how did you, as a teen idol, handle all that? Because a lot of people in this day and time, because of social media, can become teen idols really fast, and you did that. So tell us a little bit of how you handled that.
I didn't know any different, really, to be honest with you. I just rolled with it. There was no plan. I wanted to sing, and it happened, and I was lucky. So I was just grateful. I was in awe a lot of times, moving into other parts of the world and touring and landing, and people knowing so much about me. My love for olive pizza. I mean, on and on and on and on.
Wow.
And I don't know. It just made the biggest impression on me that people wanted to know me, not just music, but how much music influenced people. And that was great. And I still have that experience now when I travel. Like I said, I'm such a touring artist all the time.
Mhm.
And I love it that we're reconnecting now, and Shadows will be going to other parts of Asia, like
Wow.
Australia, all the UK. So we're gonna do the rounds on this one. Selected show. It might take a little bit to put it all together, but
Yeah.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep going. I know next year is looking really, really busy, but again, Let's Food with Tiffany is so influenced. The cooking club is about my travels and about working and with other chefs, from the high end to mom and pop places to international experiences. I think now when I actually put down a resume of my cooking, to be legit, you start writing all your references. And gosh, I've been doing this a while with Food Network and hosting and doing things and challenges. And so it's been there in the blood, if you will. And I remember even my earliest days coming back from places like Thailand, and, my grandmother saying, "What was that like?" And I would try to recreate flavors in the kitchen from Norwalk, California, trying to bust out some Thai food to show my family what that was, because it is really food and music and culture. And so again, that's kind of what my cooking club has infused in it. And I love those travels. So I want to take more of those experiences to the cooking club this next year. Yeah, we've got lots of plans.
So as you know, a lot of people, they see you, but they don't see the team around you. In our opinion, teams never get any love. On our show, they get a little love. So take a few moments and just tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's vast and wide. You have to have your people around you. I firstly support it and the love from Children's Miracle Network, because that's the charity that I support. But just that experience has been such a growing experience. Those kids are amazing. All the ones that I've gotten to personally know, and to see them fulfill their dreams and go into their teen years and all the challenges that they've been through is really my inspiration. Of course, I've got people from Florida to the West Coast, to Seattle, to the UK. It takes a lot to run your camp, and people don't, maybe realize that. And it's just and you're always the center no matter what, especially now in today's time with social media and all the plates spinning in tip world. So I really do I'm like this, talking and doing and moving. But my dearest Jeremy and Elizabeth and the label and Deco, and to my producer Mark. All of it. It takes everybody around me, to the fans. They point me in the right direction. It's very funny because they remind me of places that I went. Not that I forget, but I might forget a certain date or time, and they're right on it.
Gotta love that.
I do. It's a healthy. I love the reminder, because I'm really good at faces. I'm terrible at names, which sounds terrible, but it's true. And I do remember experiences. I remember, okay, that was the day we were rushing in traffic, but it's all the backstory for me. But that's what makes great songs. That's why I love to write songs.
It does.
Speaking of teams, we have a third co-host, our 10-year-old, that we bring on to ask a couple questions. But today he gets one question since we're a short show.
Yes, I'll go get him.
So Sandy's going to go get him. And while we're waiting, Tell us an experience from your past that may, whether it was good, bad, or indifference that happened, just some crazy moment on stage.
Crazy moment on stage. Oh gosh. Um, Probably the first time that they like really pranked me on stage. It's pretty custom that like the last show of the tour, they do something to you.
Oh wow.
And I think this one was supposed to be glitter. It's every night we had glitter, and I think it was all this time. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm doubting myself, but it usually rained glitter, and this time it really did rain water, and I thought it was the most hysterical thing ever. And it like happened 4 songs, 5 songs in the show, and I just really couldn't recover after that. I kept thinking about it, and I just kept laughing throughout the show. So, and there was other things that happened during that, but that was the funniest thing that's happened to me, really. Hi.
Awesome.
Hi, Tiffany. So, what's your favorite food?
How are you?
Doing good.
What's your name?
Christopher.
Hi, Chris. Hi.
Yes.
So, what is your Christian?
What's my
question?
Oh, question. Oh, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food, probably. Oh, I have to pick one, or I would say.
You can pick a couple.
Well, definitely Arabic food, Lebanese food, because I'm Lebanese. What would I not get tired of eating every day? Believe it or not, salad. But it has to be Gigi salad. Like I have to have access to like everything. So then that would be salad. Other than that, olive pizza, man. That's still my favorite.
What's yours?
Mine's pizza.
Oh, see, olive pizza. Mine's olive pizza, to get specific, from the Rainbow in California. I have to be very, very specific. And now if you really want to add some toppings, there'd be a little pepperoni and definitely jalapeno.
Awesome.
So now see, I've come into like, I've turned a new leaf with my olive pizza. Now I've added jalapeno. Bye.
Yeah, he definitely loves to come on the show and all that. And and it's funny, my friend Joe, who watches a lot of our shows, he is like, when did Christopher's voice drop? Because he's only 10, but he's changing quick.
He's almost tall as us.
Oh my goodness. I know. Well, mine is huge, Elijah. He's 30. So, but yeah, he would never really want to participate in a show with me.
Wow.
I mean, he's like he's a construction engineer, but he's very, very like modest, and the whole entertainment thing, not his jam at all. Yeah. But I mean, he loves what I did, supportive. But, it's funny because I remember taking him to the studio and he'd just be like, what am I doing here? You do you. So it's so funny. And even now, we joke about like when he was studying for all his college prep, I'd come downstairs with all my stuff, getting ready to go out to LA for some reason. And he'd be like, can you go ahead and take the back? Because my study group is in here. And I'd be like, funny. Okay, I'm going to go do the thing that pays for what you want to do. Okay.
Yes.
I'll be back. So yeah, that was our kind of relationship.
Oh, wow.
But he's a good kid, and I'm very proud of him. Yes, he's well on his way to an amazing career. So there's that. Go Elijah.
Yes. What are some of your favorite songs? Tell us about a couple from the new album, Shadows.
I would say I Like the Rain, which is the first single. It's one of my favorites for sure. And I would say, oh gosh, let's see. I Like the Rain makes me very happy. Bed of Nails, which is the last song on the album. It's just this beautiful ballad, and just brought out a lot of me. It just brought out so much. And vocally, I think I'm singing better than I've ever really sang, maybe on a record. So very challenged. One-time vocal, which was great. And that's what you hear on that recording. So very proud of that. And Your Everything, which is the next single coming
Uh-huh.
out. So that'll come out in December for Christmas. And we're going to just keep going from there. You know, we've got spot dates for the tour for next year. TiffanyTunes.com for all things Tiff World. Go there. And yeah, I mean, we've got cooking experiences, shadows. They all are going to just kind of entwine.
All ties together.
Yeah, and it's going to be, you know, really a great time for the fan to get involved on many levels that I've been talking about behind the scenes and finally are happening. So thank you.
So as we close out here, what advice would you give that person who wants to do what you do?
You know, keep going, just keep moving forward. I mean, that's the thing. There really isn't, especially now, there's so many avenues. You know, there really isn't any right or wrong. There's not much old school, if you will, traditional way. The traditional way is still exposing yourself musically, if you want to be a musician, to, you know, to people and owning your craft and learning about your voice and learning about, you know, your playing and learning about an audience and who your tribe is and building that fan base. That's really the most important. And then your social media, you know, fan base now. I mean, you can do it through live shows or you can do it by turning on the camera and doing live stream. For me, I love live shows. I'm not really crazy about live streaming, but you know, that's just me. I'm learning, but yeah, it's not my favorite.
I think the future is combining both where you do live shows, but you have your live streaming attached.
I think it's cool that we can do it, should we need to do it. And I think that, you know, there's nothing though like taking live experience where there's a, you know, there's people in the audience and we're sharing that moment and that's special and unique. So that's always going to be my favorite. But, you know, we use the others to, like, you know, again, to talk to you guys, of course, and to get the word out. You know, this is a fun thing to do. So I'm learning more in the techie world, but, you know, it's kind of that, like you said, that balance, the in between both of them.
You know, we're trying to honor our time here. So we really enjoyed having you on the show and we look forward to having you back.
Yes.
I appreciate it, guys. Take care. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, you
awesome.
too.
Bye, everybody. Bye.